really something that needs to be done. You say, that the allied Iblisi forces, you say that we all know who they are. Fine. We all know who they are. The spiritual special operations is handling them for who they are, the elements. The traits definitely are, being assaulted. And for rightful reasons. I mean, who in the world thinks that, greed and selfishness, miserly, niggardly, these type of traits in a human being really lead to Jannah, arrogance. Hello. These are the commanders that we're facing on the Iblisi lines, and the bigot, So the point is, when you have this, then you got lies there too. You have a lot of lies, and this is a very serious case. People will lie, and the reason why they know that they are lying is because of the fact that they want to resolve to ignorance. They want to resolve to arrogance. They want to resolve to stubbornness. You understand? This is why they will say lies easy. They will live a lie. And the proof of that is a year later. Trust me, brother. A year later, those who are, they're not, one who is living on a lie, you ask them a year later, who said what, why, when, where, in their own narration a year earlier. And they do not have any answers. Or they will say, I never said what you said I said. And for that reason, this is the wisdom of the Sahaba. You understand, brother? Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, before any of his ahadith were accepted, they called him and he had to recite all of his ahadith. Did you know that? But twice, brother. Are you listening, brother?
I'm listening.
Twice they called him. The first time he recited his ahadith, there was somebody behind a curtain writing down the ahadith. So he went and he recited the amounts of hadith. Abu Hurairah narrated a lot of hadith, unfortunately. And, for those who do not know, he actually narrated a lot of hadith. But they had a scribe, who he could not even tell, was writing down all of the hadith that he was narrating. A year later, they called him back. And he had to recite the hadith again. And they had to be what he had said the year before. You understand? So that could not be a lie. But today, people say whatever it is that they like to say. And of course, a year later, when you remind them that this is what you said, they will lie and swear that they never said it. Because they were lying then. You need another lie to cover up that lie. So the lies are there, brother. The lies, brother. The lies, People are living a lie when they say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. وَأَشْهَدُ أَنَّ مُحَمَّدًا عَبْدُهُ وَرَسُولُهُ. But they are not, and then I'm going to end with this because I don't want to go on. You say Iblisi forces, we know them. I say, okay, fine. But look at hypocrisy. How can you detect really that type of, trait? You have to look at these, these elements. You have to be very careful, brother. Because remember that yes, everybody is saying to be, children or followers of, and destined for Jannah and paradise. Everybody is saying that. There's not anybody who subscribes to religion in heaven and hell without saying that they are chosen and the way that they're living is taking them to paradise. You see? But the difference, there has to be a very clear, distinctive citing that needs to be done. But I will let you, if you have, do you want to add on to what I just said, or did you have, because again, if you think about it, really, you say you believe and you're on your way to Jannah, but what the teacher brought, what it is that the messenger brought, you're not interested, like you're not advancing and excelling in the message to better understand and to better be able to apply the message. And we have, actually, there's so many different categories now. You have people who say they have no sheikh. You know, they don't follow any imam. They don't follow any leadership. They just Muslim. They go to masjid, they go to work, and then they go home. You have that. Then you have people, they say they follow an imam. And the imam that they're following, maybe they met him one time. Maybe they just see him on social media. You understand? And the imam or the sheikh is never been to where they are located. The imam sheikh can never explain what it is that you're even mentioning to them when you go to them for fatwa. You see, this is how the fatwa shopping continues. You see, this is an issue. And then you have those, you know, who have the culture, the tradition of, you know, coming from other countries, and they see all these different, you know, tariqas, and they've stuck to a tariqa. And then you ask them, okay, your tariqa has a dhikr, yeah. Do you practice the dhikr? They don't even know the dhikr of their tariqa. I spoke to someone, I'm not going to say when, but they don't even know what it is that their sheikh is supposed to do. Like, the sheikh the person has lived their entire life and has passed away, gone. But right now, they cannot tell you in their words or in the sheikh's words what exactly was this man's mission. I said to somebody who claimed that their sheikh was in Africa, I said to them, your sheikh in Africa, you gave bayah to that sheikh. They said yes. I said, why? I said, he helps with tazkiyatun nafs, you know, and so forth and so on. I said, very well, that sounds like a good endeavor. I said, but you are a Muslim. He said, yes. I said, and you know that the Quran exists? He said, yes. I said, how many times did you go through the Quran to find out what the Quran said about developing the heart? How many times did you do that? And he's been a Muslim, you know, 15, 20 years, whatever. But how do you leave the Quran to go to, you know, someone that you just happen to run into? You're taking them for their own word anyway. You know, your source of reference does not even have jurisdiction where you're at. So where is the logic? Like the only logic that I can see is that this has managed to divide the Muslimin. Divide the Muslimin. You know, people now, they have given bayah to their screen, the TV screen. You know, you got Mufti X, Sheikh Y, Dr. Z. They can't, you know, they're not even, they haven't been into America, but for sure, you will swear that they are the ones that you are learning from. Everything that you're doing, you are learning from them. Who told you that what they were saying would specifically apply to you? Who said that when it is that you needed guidance, all you needed to do was turn on the TV and watch some kind? So it's like, who told you not to go through one text? One text, this is all we're saying. Go through each and every single ayah and practice and ponder and study and substantiate with the other ayahs in the Quran. One book. People are going towards so many different texts. And for this reason, even the Islamic, when somebody tells me X person is a sheikh and they completed at Medina, do you know what I have to, I already have to say, if they're a recent graduate, I'm sorry, but this is just something that is the problem with the Medina University, particularly, them, Saudi Arabia, unfortunately, is that after these schools, they encourage them to get their master's and a doctorate degree from the Western Hemisphere universities. Where you, I mean, what in the, like, if what you were teaching was suffice, which it should be, right? Then why would you encourage your graduates to go to non-Muslim, atmospheres, to non-Muslim countries to study their deen, to further their knowledge of the deen? What's going on? Something is really wrong with that picture. When you know very well that the people who are writing those books and who are teaching those lectures, Islamic studies or whatever, they're not Muslim, not all of them. They're teaching to misguide. So you keep sending them. So so when you say they graduate from Medina or any other curriculums, this Arabian, this Saudi curriculum has been sent all throughout the world, and it's been modified to suit the purposes of the Iblisis. That's really at the end of the day, because I don't see the logic. And I don't know, maybe you can. I don't see it. You have one text, which is the Quran. This is the one for a fact is 100% from Allah. But a person can go from first grade all the way through 12th grade. 12 years they can spend and learn 2 dozen or 3 dozen texts from beginning to the 12th grade without them completely learning this one text that you say is 100% from Allah. Something is not right. This has been going on for decades. It has to end. Taking people, as friends of Allah, as guides, as leaders who do not have any knowledge of these current circumstances in America is a no. It's no. This is a misguidance, particularly when we have people, because I asked, I said, okay, your sheikh, what they're teaching you, the imam who gave the khutbah here, he said similar things. There's no different. So why would you go to someone elsewhere instead of following, someone right here in America who's saying the same things? I don't see the silsila, I don't see I see the division in it because you have all different type of sheikhs on social media. You have them all over the world. Everybody is claiming to be a sheikh anywhere and everywhere. So something has to be made easy for everybody to understand that this is causing division. This is not causing unity. No way. It's almost like, America has a government everywhere in the world, and everywhere in the world has a government in America. Does that make sense? No, it does not work. How they took over this, Quranic, or how they took over and made this an Islamic education to suit them, and their agenda needs to be clarified, that this is actually what has been done. You don't, how do you go through an Islamic university and you do not know Quran? I don't know. What Texas, all the research, you got a bachelor's, 4 years, you already had so much Quran, so what, they taught you, you don't have to continue learning the Quran that you had in the Thanawi, in high school, or the one that you had in A'dadi, which is the middle school, or Al-Ibtidaiya. It's okay that you don't continue with that. We have other books for you. So this is the problem. This is the problem. This is the reality. And people are very confused, brother. People are very, very, very confused. To me, brother, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. That's why, the Allied Special Coalition Forces already had been involved in the 90-day march. Commander Mind was replaced. with Lieutenant Commander Thought. And she is, definitely doing what needs to be done. I will definitely say that. Everybody is saying that, not just me, the entire corps, happy with the continuous, advances through the Iblisi lines. It's not right. And then you had, I don't know if I told you, I think I told you, how it is that you have, an advertisement about an Islamic function without having anything of the Quran on it. You have, it's a mawlid, you have some sheikh, some other sheikh, you have your guest speakers, everything, what time they're going to speak, what they're going to speak about. But there's not even one of no mention of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, seriously. Not even Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim at the top. Not even Wallahu tawfiq at the bottom. Not even Walhamdulillah at the bottom. Nothing. And instead of people saying this is wrong, yes, we see that this is wrong, we're going to say at one time this is wrong. No, they will ignore it and go on. Why? Because they do not want to accept, or they think that if they accept, it's going to bring a downfall to them. They'll be singled out. So they turn a blind eye and they keep walking away. And if that itself continues, then the operation Stop Lying will never stop. It will continue with Stop Lying. People are, lying to say, they think that they're saving their own skins. They think that they're doing something noble, because there are a lot of misconceptions. But there is no evil deed if this deed ends you up in the Jannah. And there is no good deed if this, no right deed if this deed ends you up in the hellfire. These people are, Astaghfirullah al-Azim. As if, tomorrow, as if the next, as if November, as if next week is promised to any of us. Tomorrow is not promised. On this calendar, tomorrow is not promised to us. There's only one that is promised to us, and that's the Akhirah. We can only be one of two mothers. We can be mother of the dunya, we can be children of the dunya, we can be all about the dunya, or we can be children of the Akhirah. There's nothing else. There's no worlds. There's nothing in between these two worlds. So if we since Allah entrusted us with our lives, and He said the Akhirah is better than the dunya, it's only right that we work for the Akhirah, that we become children of the Akhirah, laborers for the Akhirah. Astaghfirullah, the people. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad.